A new company, Volcano Energy, announced a $1 billion commitment to build a 241 megawatt Bitcoin mine in El Salvador, according to a new press release. Tether, the largest stablecoin by market cap, is also investing in this project. They're going to bring about 15,000 machines down to El Salvador in order to mine Bitcoin using renewable energy, both solar and geothermal. So this, of course, follows up on El Salvador using Bitcoin as legal tender and also some previous mining announcements, basically trying to build like a full stack as a nation state. Kind of a cool thing. Wendy, I feel like you got to love this story.
I actually do love it so much because it does bring a little bit of light to all the drama that we've seen, but it also goes to show that I feel like El Salvador has really played the underdog. People have kind of been trashing them, you know, the IMF, all these different public servant entities. They're not happy about El Salvador and what President Bukele has been doing, but I think it's been absolutely amazing. A lot of people have criticized him for the way that he is kind of, you know, governing that area. But at the end of the day, I do think that he does have good intentions for his people. He might not be doing things perfectly. But at the end of the day, I think it is important to at least try, because we're not doing anything to try remotely to help our people in America. We're just kind of, you know, punishing people for not really doing a lot. And we've got a lot of problems here. So I always applaud somebody who's doing the best that they can. And again, you guys, I'm not saying he's perfect. I just love the efforts here. And I love the fact that everybody said Bitcoin's bad for the environment, but then Bukele came out and said, well, we're going to go ahead and use safe energy to harness our Bitcoin. And sure enough, they're doing it. And I want them to win. I'm happy for them.
Is Tether going to be the one leading the charge on green Bitcoin mining in the next bull cycle? I mean, they're not only involved in the Volcano Energy project, right? They're involved in renewable mining efforts in Uruguay. I believe they recently announced they're going to be leveraging solar and wind power there. And I read a report that said they had job postings for Brazil and South Africa. And so the mining story is just so boring to me, but anything to do with renewable energy, I just love it. I think it's so cool. And it's interesting to see Tether kind of, for me, from out of nowhere, dive really deep into this renewable mining. I think it's really cool. And so, Will, I guess my question to you here is this, like, have they been doing this for a while? Are they diversifying? Could they be the ones to kind of lead this discourse and change the narrative around Bitcoin mining?
Take a shot at me and then ask for a question. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's how we do it on the show, man.
Questions, we fight, we make up. It all happens right here.
No, I think you're right. So I think there's going to be two different types of models for Bitcoin mining in the next 5 years. One is going to be this stranded energy, go find things that are really low cost. It's normally renewables. It's going to be in like weird jurisdictions and countries you didn't think of, like Uruguay or South America, South Africa, Kenya, stuff like that. Or you're going to have the big mines in Texas where they're not really Bitcoin miners, they're just energy sinks, and they just like buy energy from the market. And then a few times a year when the market needs to buy energy back from them, that's when they make all their money, and they're going to sell energy right back to the market. So almost like an energy reservoir. So that's the two type of models we're going to see in the future. And Tether and these other well-capitalized players who can't really get into the energy game, they're going to go to this stranded model. They're going to move all over the world just to be able to mine Bitcoin on cheap or non-monetizable energy for the first time. Zach?
Yeah, it's really big and a bit odd bet by Tether, right? To go so hard into these investments around mining. It does seem a bit unexpected to me as well, Jen. So the fact that they're making this big bet to basically put a significant chunk of their business behind mining operations is fascinating to me, right? They're putting their money where their mouth is. That's what relates to their commitment to Bitcoin. They're like systemically important to the Bitcoin ecosystem. So it's interesting that they're doubling down on mining, I guess, especially at this point in the market cycle. So fascinating to watch. I'm reserving judgment on whether or not this all comes to pass. The Volcano stuff got everyone all excited when it was first announced and has been sort of, I think, a bit more quiet of late. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ultimately ends up manifesting itself, rather than just like bullish Bitcoiner tweets about the volcano powering mining. So going to be interesting to watch this one unfold on the ground. That's all I got. I don't know.
Well, I have a question. Graphic for every time we talk about El Salvador.
The volcano.
I have a question. Are the Bitcoin maxis going to still hate Tether now that Tether is supporting Bitcoin?
They've never hated Tether, though.
They hate everything that's not Bitcoin.
See, that's the odd thing. With Tether, they like it because they know the only reason people can buy Bitcoin is through Tether. And so they've actively supported Tether. So that's like the one weird oddity. The people who don't like Tether are typically actually like journalists who really don't like the fact that Tether's been like not giving information very publicly, and Tether has been very combative as well. But Bitcoin maximalists, we know that you secretly like one Ethereum token, USDT. We know it. It's true. Check the facts. It's also on Tron, by the way. So that's a thing.
It's on a number of chains. It's the market's leading stablecoin.
It is.
Maybe we can make BRC20 USDT.
If we could try. Put it on Liquid. No one will
Udi,
use it.
where are you? Udi, where are you?